Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, coming to you on the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel. So if you usually watch my videos on my other channel, Covert Go Blue, you should subscribe to this channel because I'll be coming back on a regular basis for the foreseeable future and drop in some sweet standard gameplay videos for you to enjoy. And today we are playing ESPER Legends, Legendary ESPER. Legends never die. Insert, generic legend hype talk. But it is a very interesting deck that exists in standard at this time and usually does around the time that we visit the plane of Dominaria. And since we're going to be on Dominaria for multiple sets, I think 4 sets, 2 of them out and 2 of them coming next year, well, it's a good time to play Legends, and there are a lot here. There are so many good Legends right now that you can run them all over the place with kind of 1-ofs and 2-ofs across the board, and you can play a deck that's all creatures and just a couple of lands that do some cool things and no spells, and it actually works out really well. The main reason it works out well is because of Thalia. Thalia taxes spells. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, but hear me out. What if all of our spells are creatures? Worth building around for sure. On top of that, we have all these legendary creatures, which become easier to cast despite being a 3-color deck because we have Plaza of Heroes, the land that taps for mana of any color for legendary cards. And our mana becomes even better than expected because we have a lot of soldiers, which is one of the new Brothers War themes. We have Thalia, which is a soldier, and Dennick, which is a soldier. This means, Harbin's a 1-of here, hiding out, soldier, totally cool. And this lets us run a couple copies of Fortified Beachhead, which is a blue-white land that can tap for either color and sometimes be untapped if we have a soldier. That's very cool. It makes the mana even better in this deck than you expected, and you need good mana because your goal is to play Rafine, one of the best cards in standard, and make your creatures larger and continue to attack your opponent. We have many more legendaries along the way, just little 1-of copies. This, while it looks like this deck becomes redundant because it's just playing a curve of creatures all the time, all the different legendary effects actually keep the experience very fresh, and no 2 games are ever exactly the same. Once you get into the 4-drops, though, you get some really nice stuff. Shieldred, the Apocalypse, one of the best cards in standard at the moment, gets to play well in this deck. So does Urtai Resurrected, providing you a creature that is also a counterspell, but can also be a removal spell in a deck that is all creatures. And one of the favorites, Rajadrabic of Urborg. This offers some legendary synergy. It says that whenever another legendary creature dies, we make a token that's a copy of it, except it's not legendary, and it's a 2/2 black zombie in addition to other colors and types. This card is a really obnoxious one for the opponent because once it comes down, they can keep trying to kill our other sweet legends, but they'll just come back as zombies. And then on the top, we've got Dawn Sky, a dragon spirit with vigilance that's just ready to fly through the air and tear our opponents to shreds. But if they dare kill it, things only get worse as they dig through the deck and find more of those sweet cards like Shieldred, Rajadrabic, Rafine, and more. The other fun thing about this deck, the very silly hidden secret of the deck. Are you ready? We run 29 land. Now that seems like way too many land. Why would you ever run that many land? Because we are running 4 copies of these legendary land, Iganjo, Seat of the Empire, and 3 copies of Otawara, Soaring City. These channel lands cost less if you have legendary creatures on the battlefield. Look how many legendary creatures we have in our deck. So we are often playing the channel cost of Otawara or the channel cost of Iganjo for only 1 mana. It's not a spell, so it doesn't get taxed by Thalia. This is how we sneak removal spells into a deck with no spells. It's one of my favorite things about the deck. It feels extra clever, and it's just the kind of nonsense I love to get up to. So now I've described the deck. We're going to go for a ride. We're going to play some games. You're really going to enjoy them, I promise. So you can hit the like button now. You don't even need to watch them first. Just trust me. And remember to subscribe to the channel. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. We go second, which sucks. And we don't have a soldier for the beachhead, which is not great. But we do have the Ashnod, so we can start our game plan on turn 1 or 2. Let's see what our opponent does. Rafine, one of our best cards. Gix is very, very, very rough on the draw, but we're going to try it anyway. I think I'm just going to hope to draw a soldier for the beachhead and get Ashnod down now. Rockfall Vale. What you playing, opponent? You has no pet. Your sleeves could be anything. Double Veil. Weird. Also not a soldier. But very playable here. Raven Man. We've got 2 creatures and then possibly a Rafine. By the way, you almost never, I can't imagine, like making the Power Stone token. You probably never do. I say that, I bet I do it this game. Okay. Still no soldier, but Rafine. And Rafine Raven Man can work together very well. Let's put the counters on the Raven Man. Decline on that sacrifice. Wow, we drew 2 lands. That is very unfortunate. We really need to discard 2 spells or the Raven Man might not survive this combat step. So I'm discarding these 2 and hoping for the best. A little bit of a train wreck going on right now. Could be interesting. But because I discarded a card this turn, Raven Man will give me a bird. It's a 1/1 flyer that can't block. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, what are you up to? 2 Fables. Shuffler's fine. All right, you got to pay the ward on that Infernal Grasp if you want Rafine to die. And they do. And they're attacking for their treasure. Gotta have their treasure. They discarded a card this turn. That's another bird. Still no soldier. This fortified beachhead is killing me. Not a lot of regrets about how we curved out, though. I think here we're going to play the Rata Drobic, and that means we're going to legend rule one of our lands. I'm going to keep applying pressure. Now, we could sacrifice a bird and make a Power Stone. The interesting thing about making a Power Stone is we can use it to pay channel costs. We can use it to exile cards from the graveyard for zombies. We can use it to activate the beachhead, but we don't have any soldiers. I think we just decline and try to pressure our opponent's life total. They're so far behind and they're so low on life. Rata Drobic. Rata Drobic. Zombies have vigilance. Whenever another creature that is legendary dies, create a token that's a copy of it. Except it's not legendary and it's a 2/2 zombie. Good protection for Ashnod and the Raven Man. Possible someday protection for Ao if we ever actually get to play him after stone raining ourselves. It's been a weird game, but we're trying to make it happen. Come on, opponent, can't you have a pain land or 2? This mana is so pain-free. Zeator the Incinerator? That can fling stuff and make treasures. They're flinging the Gabo Shamo. They're killing the bird. Good lord. All right, so 4 damage to something could be very relevant. You're not a soldier. Do you make a soldier? Human creature. No, there's no soldiers in my deck all of a sudden. How did this happen? Am I going to discard this turn? I don't see a way to do it. Oh wait, I channel. Channeling is discarding. And we're probably going to. If we attack with a Raven Man, I think the Zeatora will block it, which means it's a trade, and then we make another Raven Man, and we make a 1/1. Awesome. If we attack with Rata Drobic, I think they might block there. It's close. When in doubt, turn sideways. There's always a risk those treasures can do something cool. Wow. What's it gonna be? Uh-huh. Yep. Take 4. Opponent goes to 3. We'll get the beachhead down tapped. We'll make another Raven and try to close. It's very close. You can feel it. We're almost there. The opponent has 4 cards to try to claw their way out of this. One of them, the Envoy. 5/4 Blitz. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top card of your library. You may play a land from the top of your library or cast a spell with value less than the damage dealt. Whoa. Wait, what's happening? That's blitzing too. It's an all-out blitz. Our opponent's on the blitz. So they can discard a card to create a token that's a copy of it. So they can create a copy of this, but it's also blitzing. They hit me for 10. They get to cast 2 spells from the top of their library. Oh my lord. Oh, that's a good one. War Chief, that gains life. What else? No, not another Fable. Not the 4th Fable of the freaking Mirror Breaker. Now these all die and they draw cards. But we get a bird? What did they discard? Oh, they discarded to Jaxus. That's right. Oh, it's so close. We have 5 mana. What can we do with it? We can go to Jaren's and give this lifelink. That might really matter here because I'm pretty sure the War Chief is going to block the Raven Man. But playing the big flyer can also help close the game. I think we do need to kill the War Chief, but I'm not positive. Maybe having Raven Man out is good enough. Death Toucher definitely attacks. You. Go. I'm going with the AOW. I think the Dawn Sky is the path to victory. Raven Man doing it in this game. One of the first times I've really had this make a number of birds that really seem to be influencing the outcome. All right, the Shaman's going to fight Ashnod here. Death Touch will kill it. Our opponent falls to 3. And here's a dragon. What better way to end a game than a dragon? Although they've come a long way since Shivan's time. Opponent discards to draw here with Fable. We might get a bird. Depends whether or not the Raven Man dies. All right. Braids has been selected for discarding. After the last turn, the opponent had a very explosive turn that somehow kept them alive and put a ton of pressure on us. I'm a little nervous about the capabilities of this deck. Indestructible Haste? What? What? Okay. I'm scared. Ooh, Infernal Grasp. Okay. Down to 1. So, interesting choice. If the opponent somehow killed this, they haven't played a land yet this turn, then they can attack me for lethal. Normally, I'd want to put +1/+1 counters on all these creatures, but in this case, I think we try to find blockers. Those are good ones. Those are very good ones. Yep. Opponent scoops it up for that. Whew. That was a scary game. I don't know. The opponent almost blitzed their way right out of it, but Raven Man and the birds definitely found a way. This hand is all up to one question. Will I draw a white source? Or will I draw a black source by turn 3 in order to play one of these 2 cards? If I do, this hand is amazing. So we're going to keep it. And it's all up to the top of the deck. I would like to call in my Shuffler Favors from Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast, Shuffler Favor, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Big fan. Let's play this so we take a little less damage, because right now we're going to take a lot of damage from these lands. Okay. Plaza of Heroes. That land, I kind of needed that land. Not gonna lie. Underdog. All right, so this isn't likely to hit the opponent and draw a card with Gix, so we'll have to drop the Rafine and power Ludovic Necro Genius up. Trigger, trigger. Another land in the graveyard. A land in the hand. One that won't kill me. Love it. Let's discard one of the AOs. We have to go bigger than the underdog. I still think there's a chance we draw cards off this Gix, especially with Rafine on the board. Rite of Oblivion. They're going to sacrifice their underdog to exile Rafine. They had to pay the ward, and they did. All right. We could play Ratadrobic. And Ratadrobic is pretty good protection, to be honest. But I think I like getting down the tower and then next turn playing AO and drawing with Gix this turn. We're going to put them under a lot of draconic pressure, although with Rite of Oblivion's exile ability, that could be risky. They might be able to exile these dragons easier than most. But they do have to do something about Gix, or we're going to draw a lot of cards. Sunset. Gains them 4 life and makes 2 1/1s, 2 open mana. Okay, we really have to be careful about Rite of Oblivion then. If we just play AO and they have a token, they'll just use Rite of Oblivion to exile. So, let's attack, see what they do. Feels like they have another removal spell here. They block with both. Very interesting. Not sure what their hand is doing. All right, let's play Iganjo, and I'm gonna play Toulouse. No, not Toulouse, Toulouse, the Clever Conductor. And then hopefully I can use Takenuma Channeled, put that underneath our Clever Conductor, and get the card back somehow. Let's see what our opponent does. March of Wretched Sorrow to kill this. Okay, so in response, we're going to channel like this, and it's going to go underneath the Clever Conductor. We're going to mill 3. We're going to pick up one of these sweet cards. I can actually play this turn, which I think means we pick it. It's just too good not to. Then we get back the Takenuma, we draw, and now we discard. What do we discard? That Rite of Oblivion is definitely going to make the dragon a lot worse than normal. It makes Ratadrobic worse than normal too. Could discard Takenuma, but I like getting stuff back. And Urtai is a removal spell, so yeah. I'm just going to drop off AO and play Ashnod. I want to force them to kill this Gix. They say go. Very reactive deck. We have Urtai though, so if they have Wandering Emperor, we can counter it. And that will feel really good. Because we'll draw 3 cards from the experience. Yeah. Oh, you even took 2 damage to play that. They do get a card, but I get 3. One, 2, 3. Well, that was fun. We could have played Jadar, but Otawara and Takenuma give us a lot of flexibility here. All right, wedding announcement. What else you got? Second wedding announcement. Let's channel this, bouncing one of them, so they only get 1 little token. And then let's do this. See if we can find a Rafine to push this over the top. Yes. Beautiful. The opponent knows it's over at that point. It's amazing how much play this deck actually gets just by having a whole bunch of lands and creatures. We are on the play. Our hand is kind of slow, but it's got Raffine's Shieldred AO, so really good. Our opponent's got some sick sleeves, though. I'm already intimidated. Still, let's keep it. If you start on turn 3 on the play, that's usually fine in best of 1. But if you start on turn 3 on the draw, it better be the most amazing 3 and 4 you can have. All right, opponent has open mana. We could play Adeline instead of Raffine, but the ward on Raffine often makes Raffine the better choice. Another black-white deck. Played against a few of these today. It's been a good matchup so far, so we'll take it. Go for the throat. Raffine is down. As usual, no soldiers available when the beachhead shows up. We have an... Let's see. I guess this is going to come out tapped, so we'll play the Adeline. Our opponent is also into Adeline. Another beachhead. So I guess we'll play Shieldred. We could also kill our opponent's Adeline or hold up protection, but I think getting Shieldred down is the right play. Actually, this is a pretty good play too, but it can wait. We don't have to do it now. We can try to stay on the aggressive as long as possible, and then use our channel lands only after we've exhausted our options. All right, they have a Dawn Sky. That is scary. How are we going to play that? If we play Thalia, then the channel land only costs 1. The opponent will probably block the Shieldred. They'd love to trade. I think... No, this... Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do. But when am I going to do it? I could counter the trigger. No, I can't. Okay. There's a lot of interesting choices in this spot. But this will only cost 1 to channel if we have another legendary. So we can play Urtai and Iganjo. Question is, how can I set my opponent up for a blowout? And I could let them declare blockers first, but I get through a lot less damage. Take out the Adeline. They draw. They take 2. That feels nice. The opponent here will probably block Shieldred. Nope, the Adeline, not the Shieldred. Interesting. So maybe they have a Wandering Emperor. All right. Let's see them look at their top 7 for 4 mana worth of value. Their own Shieldred. Oh no. All right, that's good. That is good. I have regrets, especially if they get rid of mine, which they probably will because they let it live. No? No? All right, that turn went a lot better than I expected. Jadar. Attacking with Adeline, they'll be tempted to trade with Shieldred, right? They also have to worry that we might have more tricks like this, but we don't. I think we're going to play Ow anyway. This will be 5. Yeah, I'm going to play it first. Just get the little extra bonus on the Adeline if they don't block the way I think they should. Might as well attack with both 1/1s because we're making another. Okay, there's the blocks. They're down to a Gix that can't really attack. That's exactly where you want to be. Edgar. Braids. All right, they have a very legendary deck. Braids trigger sacrifices a creature. I can sacrifice a creature. In fact, I will, right? Because I'm hitting them in the air. Yeah, them drawing a card takes damage. Never mind, decline. They're just dead. They're just dead. Because the 2 damage from drawing the card. Ha! That's what you get for trying to braids me. Oh man, making people take damage to draw cards is just one of the most evil things you can do. All right, we're gonna go first. We have the Raven Man Rafine. We're gonna keep. Research desk. Okay. Ooh, we have choices though. Although discarding Underdog to Rafine often feels good. Yeah, let's just play the Raven Man. The Raven Dude. Wish I had 1 Liliana for the flavor. Don't kill it. It's no big deal. Mean. Very mean opponent. Rafine. I hope you don't have an answered Rafine now. Research desk is gonna dig. And find. Lightning Strike and another desk. And it looks like they're picking another desk. Desk is a heck of a card selection artifact. Lets them just keep digging through their deck. Aha! Another surge. They sack the desk and they pay the ward. Nice. Well, Thalia, where you been? Trying to think, is there a way I take less damage? But there isn't. So we'll play you, and we'll play Ludovic, who can next turn into a Rafine, if we wish. Or any other creature in our graveyard. Hopefully Thalia makes those desks a lot more awkward. Opponent on some red-black, so far board control value strategy, but we've only seen 2 cards. 4 mana Ob. Make a devil. That is good for keeping Thalia alive, but I have tricks. We're going to turn into a Rafine. You thought you'd stopped me. You haven't stopped me. We'll make sure that dies, and we'll attack the opponent's face and grow the Thalia using the Connive, so that the devil can't kill it. I think those are good discards. Maybe I should discard the Gix. Maybe we have enough card draw. Maybe Urtai is the way to be. And it's really hard to drop a Shieldred. If the opponent is able to kill our stuff, the Shieldred can definitely take over. Alright, we dropped Gix. Fine. But you see the power now of Olga, Ludovic's hubris.
My revenge will be cruel and painful.
Bloodfell Caves will gain a life, but they need a big turn. And considering that they paid 4 for Ob last turn in a pretty bad spot for it, their hand can't be great. Here is a research desk, so they're going to use this turn to try to dig to better. We can either play Shieldred and really put the pressure on, or just hold up Urtai, resurrect it, and counter whatever they find. And I think that's the smarter play. We'll be reactive. Let's get some aerial damage here. Rafine can go. This Ganjo can go. Then we can actually use the blue here. No, we wouldn't have enough mana. Alright, just like this. But Otawara can save one of our creatures. We can play Urtai and then have the mana to also use it. opponent has to answer the board this turn. They'll get to dig with the desk, but they have to overcome Urtai and Otawara. And they chose an Epicer. It's a blocker. Here it comes. We fall to 14, still plenty of room. Omnixilus. Okay. So this is fun. Check this out. Make the copy. Then, with this one still on the stack,
in my image.
Urtai. And then we also Otawara. Once Urtai enters the battlefield for just 1 mana, we channel it. We bounce the token Ob so it's not even there. And I mean, if you thought they were demoralized from just the Urtai, we were going to take everything from them. Just a quick note here at the end of the video to thank you for watching this video on the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. It is bringing together content from several of the best creators on Twitch and on YouTube to give you all the things you could want about Magic the Gathering Arena. Hit subscribe and remember to like this video and leave a comment and make sure that they have me back on the show. And thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.